The Yankees obviously front and center here. Another one of your loves.
Welcome back, Maggie.
Thank you.
How was your time away?
It was
good holiday.
The holiday was great. The holiday was very fine. Wishing everyone a happy New Year if you celebrate.
Did your mom make your favorite brisket?
Brisket is on hold because we found out that my brother's going to be coming to town soon. So we're going to hold off the brisket for a moment. But we had a great New Year. Thank you for asking.
I'm disappointed. The sweet and sour brisket.
It's going to be.
You even gave me the recipe a year ago.
It can't be beat.
I know. I thought I couldn't wait to hear the review again.
It's perfect every time. That's the great part about the recipe. But fantastic. Unfortunately, I got a little bit sick over the weekend. You can hear my voice a little bit, but I was not too sick when I was watching the Yankees. It made me a little sicker, quite frankly. I was feeling under the weather. The Yankees weren't helping, neither were the Mets for that matter. But, now the Yankees, lost 4 in a row. They've lost 8 of 10. The lead in the wild card down to a half game. And just to add the insult to injury that the ace of the team leaves the game yesterday with a hamstring issue. So you have your ace off the mound, not sure if he's going to make his next start, Moose, in the midst of playing this 20 games in a row gauntlet. No one knows, again, what the future or the immediate future is going to hold for Garrett Cole. We have to see whether or not he's going to respond well in the next 24, 48 hours. Okay. I'm not sure why he isn't scheduled to have an MRI, even just for, to make yourself feel better, just to calm your mind that nothing's wrong, let alone the point in the season where you're at. Why are you messing around? But that's a really small part of the story. Cole not being available for your next start or maybe even the next 2. For anyone who thinks that's not a big deal, you're crazy. Garrett Cole is so important to what the Yankees are going to be doing here down the stretch. And more than that, I can't tell if that 13-game winning streak was something that just lulled the Yankees into thinking, all right, when we have our A lineup, we can't be beat. We have our A lineup, we can't be beat. We mess around all the time, give you a B lineup, but when we have our A lineup, we can't be beat. And now I think they're realizing that even when you have your A, it's not a given. They were never as good as their 13-game winning streak, and they're probably not as bad. But are they a good team? No one can definitively say that the Yankees are a great baseball team.
Well, good and great are different, right?
I'll say good.
Okay, I think the Yankees are a good team. I think I can confidently say that on this Wednesday.
They're so inconsistent.
No, they
this year,
are.
though.
I know, and you're right about that. And that's, I guess, maybe part of their charm or frustration, however way you want to look at it, Maggie. But yeah, it's frustrating. Right now, they're 2-8 in their last 10 games. Right, they coming off that 13-game winning streak. The Cole injury, and you saw a little of emotion from Garrett Cole at the podium last night after he left that start. The conjecture was out there, blister. We found out it was the hamstring that was bothering him. I know Kevin Kiernan on Twitter was talking about the fact of, he was not covering anywhere, running behind home. He wasn't doing anything, wasn't moving. So, he speculated maybe it was something he was dealing with even before he actually took the mound last night against the Toronto Blue Jays. You don't know, or if it's something. So here's what it comes down to is, if you don't have Cole, whether it be Sunday night or, you give him an extra couple days, if he's not in the next turn through this starting rotation, yeah, it's going to hurt because you've seen more of the warts to this team once again. The defense with Gleyber Torres, right? The lack of situational hitting, the swing and miss nature of Gallo. Who was scratched from the lineup last night, and, something yesterday, Maggie, I was doing the show without you, Solo, you were off for the holiday, and I said Gallo can't be in the lineup last night. He wasn't in the lineup, rightfully so. I thought Gleyber would be.
Let him play through it, right?
And he was not in the lineup either. But Gallo has been so bad. 086 in the last 8 games and, 156 in the month of August. He's been really, really bad. So I get maybe give him a little bit of a mental break last night. But you take now Cole out of it. With this team scuffling along, with this team once again struggling offensively, without Judge and Stanton covering up for some of the, because they were playing unbelievable baseball. We're having discussions. Listen, Ohtani's the clear MVP of the American League. But if there was not Shohei Ohtani this year,
conversation.
We'd be talking about Aaron Judge being the MVP of the American League. That's how good of a year that he has had. Now, he's not close to what Ohtani's doing with the Angels, but he's had a really, really good season. And Stanton and Judge have also cooled off. So they're not that great. When everyone was basically putting marking out their territory on the parade route, they're not this bad either. But, Maggie, they got to start winning some baseball games here. And you might have the discussion here of you might have to do it for at least a portion of the rest of the regular season without Garrett Cole.
Yeah, I don't like that because I already had lots of questions about the Yankee bullpen. And I was thinking that during this 20-game stretch, guys who can eat innings for you and do it effectively is going to be so crucial because you're going to have a Kluber who's only going to maybe give you 4 innings, right? Or while he's working his way back. Look at Luis Gil now steps into a really massive situation. And hopefully, he's been so good when he's been at the major league level. Hopefully you can depend on him, but he's still a rookie. So any point of trouble, you have to be going to the bullpen quickly for someone like that, I would think. I love Nestor Cortez. You love Jordan Montgomery. Tyone, great giving you 7 innings in his last outing, but he hadn't given you 7 innings until go back to July. You don't have these starters that are these given guys who will go deep into games for you. I mean, you could say, well, Maggie, baseball's not like that anymore. Okay, partially, but you were expecting every 5th day Garrett Cole's going to get you at least 7, and we've seen him talk his way back out there for the 8th. And it's so crucial for the rest of the bullpen, especially when you're down Loizaga now, another one of your high leverage guys.
Which is a killer.
Oh, and the idea, though, of putting Heaney in all of a sudden as a high leverage reliever, who thought that was a good idea?
I have no idea.
You're sacrificing
maybe
games
somebody in
here.
that analytics department. I have no idea because they
run those numbers again.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think
right.
they're telling you what you think they're telling you.
Right. Certain numbers will tell you what you want to see. Right. Don't look at the other numbers. Just look at the numbers that you want to see and tell you that you think it's going to work. Maggie, the Loizaga injury is a killer.
It's huge
because he's been the most consistent reliever all season long. You couple that with Britton being done, right? And Britton was not particularly good, but what Zach Britton was supposed to be in the bullpen, right? So you now take him out of the mix. Loizaga is now dealing with the rotator cuff strain, so now take him out of the mix. And now there's concerns about Aroldis Chapman, right? Whether he's slouching, whether he's standing straight up, having the fastball come in. You look at Chad Green. Not many Yankee fans trust Chad Green in those close, save situations, but a bullpen that was unbelievably, remarkably deep at one point in time, and it wasn't as deep this year as years gone by. You've now taken 2 big pieces out of it, and Loizaga has been the best of the bunch.
Yeah, and so it's tough because again, this is a stretch that was already going to be difficult for you. And, you didn't feel like you needed to play your A lineup against the Baltimore Orioles, ends up burning you. Now you're down 2 games in this 4-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, these are the games. I think that, again,
they're getting shut down by Steven Matz.
Moose, they haven't had an extra base hit in 21 straight innings.
It is amazing where this lineup, you mentioned the A lineup, right? Now I was listening to Craig and Evan yesterday, right? When I was in the car leaving, and they were talking about it, Evan was running through the amount of lineups that the Yankees have had this year.
Oh, how could you even?
Right, it's been astronomical. He found it, I think, on Baseball Reference.com. You're right. So they had it. I think the number was 126 different lineups. The only lineup this year that the Yankees have gone to 3 times. They've only repeated a lineup 3 times this entire year. Other than that, that's the most. They've had 126 different lineups, and that was going into the game last night. I imagine now it's 127, but 127 different lineups going in, now coming out of that Blue Jay game last night. And Maggie, now all of a sudden they can't hit again, right? Well, they were stealing bases, right? They were coming through with runners in scoring position. The impact of Rizzo Gallo balancing out the lineup. Now all of a sudden, Judge and Stan have cooled off. They can't get an extra base hit. They're not driving the baseball. They had a game on Monday where they had 5 singles, didn't have one person reach second base the entire game. They had a game last week against the Angels in which they grounded into 5 double plays and went 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. It's like what's so frustrating watching this Yankee team is, you mentioned, are they good or great? What exactly is this group, right? Who are they? How do you define them? What are they? And right now, after riding that hot streak, they're giving it all back. I mean, 2-9 in their last 2-8 in their last 10 games following that 13-game winning streak. Now they're in a dogfight once again to just be, a wild card team, no less the number 1 wild card in the American League.
I mean, I think they have to realize the importance of hosting that wild card game.
Yeah.
I mean, the Yankees have lived in the wild card game over these last couple of years. They have to understand the importance of that. You want to play that here, not in Fenway Park if it's going to be Fenway. The Blue Jays now are surging, obviously. And again, you turn to a rookie tonight. It's been the offense this whole year. Now, with Cole leaving the mound, last night, it's a concern now about the pitching as well. But it has been the offense all year long. I mean, there were quotes that in The Athletic where it was almost like going back to May where Aaron Boone is like, we got to put our best foot forward. And it was like the exact same thing he said last night about the offense. Like, you're running out of games here. You're running out of games. And it's not even that you've just come into this stretch where you happen to be facing all this amazing pitching and, where it's like something where the Mets went through where they were facing two of the best teams in baseball for 13 straight games and like, well, all right, they were better. You're losing to the Orioles.
Losing to the Orioles.
And the Blue Jays in must-win games.
Right. The Yankees have a winning record against one team in their division, that being Baltimore. And that's it.
And it's barely.
It's barely.
Yeah, that's like, this is not what the Rays did to the Orioles this year.
No. Or what, right. This is not completely dominating the Baltimore Orioles. That
barely
is not,
hanging on.
Right. They're, so that's, you look at this group right now and you say, all right, well, that's what the ultimate disappointment last night, coupled with the injury. The injury is the bigger story,
of course,
clearly. But you needed Cole last night to go dominate the Toronto Blue Jays and win a game like he did against the Angels last week, and he had, the 15
salvage
strikeouts.
A game.
Right. You needed to stop the hemorrhaging, and you had your ace on the mound. He didn't get the job done. He leaves the game hurt. The Yankees do nothing offensively. Now you look at Luis Gil tonight against a red-hot Toronto team that's hitting home runs left and right to try and get this team, give them a quality start, go deep into the game because you have the bullpen reservations, and you need this lineup to wake up.
Good luck out there, buddy. I mean, we're usually looking at Jordan Montgomery, who finds himself in the middle of all these really big starts. Now it's Gil. But, at least the fan base can be happy that Gil's back because we've been wondering where this guy has been. And, they think the Yankees were doing a little bit of like a 3-card Monty, if you will, with the guys going up and back from Scranton. He's back now, finds himself in a huge, huge role, and we'll see what happens tonight, and obviously needs some help from the Yankee offense. What say you? 877-337-6666. By the way, it's Derek Jeter Day.
It is.
I'm Wednesday, excited. Unlike any other.
Strange.
A Wednesday afternoon.
Strange that
for the former face of baseball for 20 years.
I know.
He gets a Wednesday afternoon.
I know, but I'm going to be locked into his speech.
Of course.
I can't wait.
The question is he going to cry?
I think he does.
Even Jeter.
I think he gets
who was like, always in check, never out of sorts.
No, I get it.
Never,
he did get emotional his final home game. When he was at shortstop, he cried.
But not the speech.
No, not the speech. Right. The speech was a little, right. I'm going to say he gives you a little tear today.
I mean, didn't even Randy Johnson cry?
It's the Hall of Fame.
If you're not going to cry now, you're never going to cry. Right?
I feel so old now. Derek Jeter's going to the
Let's
Hall
not
of
think
Fame
about
today.
it. I don't want to think about it.
I mean,
I don't want to think about
it. It's crazy.
That's not where I wanted to take this conversation.
I know. I remember his first game. It's crazy thinking about that. Derek Jeter's retired, going into the Hall of Fame today, and all that entire historic career. And if you've got a great Jeter moment, you can call up certainly. Yeah. And there's so many: the flip, the dive, all of these things. Mr. November for Derek Jeter,
yeah.
But I think you get it on a Wednesday afternoon.
A Wednesday at 2:30.
I think you get
1:30.
you get a little emotions from Jeets.